We're going to talk about something different today. We want to talk a little bit more tactical. You sent me a couple messages yesterday about something that was really interesting, which is more for the business people out there, the marketers, the people that think about growing a business, about why you need to own your audience. Okay, so I want to talk about that. This has been a lifelong question in marketing. You've built companies around it, right? Things come up. Medium. Should I have my blog on Medium or not?
Yeah.
Should I have my own email list or somebody else's? Should I use Facebook Messenger or should I use Drift? So I want to talk about that. You have a really interesting story too.
Yeah, I think I have a couple of stories here. Go deep.
Okay.
So the thing that we were talking about was this idea of like, hey, you have to be able to own your audience, right? And everything today is about connection, about owning your audience, developing that, right? And you hear all these stories. So like, let's go back. Let's start with a story. 2 years ago, everyone that I knew who was blogging or wanted to blog was talking about,
Medium.
I'm going to ditch my blogging. I'm going to ditch WordPress. I'm going to ditch this.
Crazy.
I'm going to ditch that. I'm moving my blog to Medium.
I didn't think that was 2 years ago. I haven't heard that, and I haven't heard anybody talk about that in a year.
And I was just going to ask you, does anyone talk about moving to Medium now?
No.
Nobody, right? Because the people who were early, and we had some stuff on Medium, although we never moved everything over. We kept our blog, WordPress hosted blog. And the people that moved over, what happened was Medium is a private company. Their priorities changed. They changed it up, and all of a sudden, like...
That's crazy. I forgot about... You remember how much traffic we used to get from Medium?
So much.
Like 2 years ago? Medium was huge.
But they changed their algorithm. They made some business decisions.
Yeah.
They're a private company, and they can do that. And now all of a sudden, it's not the best place to host your personal blog.
I remember we had a podcast that was about why you never hire product managers. That post had 100,000 views.
Yep.
We don't have a single post on the Drift blog that has 100,000 views. Then they shut it off.
They shut it off.
Perfect example. I didn't even think of that.
Right? And that's a whole arbitrage thing we could talk about some other day.
Sure.
But that was an example. Then I have a personal example. So I started a company in 2007, something like that. 2008 maybe. And it was a company called Lookery, Lookery. And Lookery, we kind of accidentally started this company because a lot of our friends at the time in 2007, Facebook had opened up their platform. They launched the FB platform. And what that was, if you remember, was third parties could build apps, games, Mafia Wars.
Zynga was huge.
Zynga, even before they were called Zynga, they were on there. And all of these kind of like dating apps and all of these apps like proliferated. It was like the Apple App Store, but on Facebook. And it was all of a sudden there were thousands of apps. Those apps needed a way. We had a lot of friends, personal friends who were starting those apps, including Zing and other things. And they needed a way to make money. So we created Lookery, which was like this ad network for social apps, right? And what happened with that company was big mistake. Right? We built on someone else's platform.
So you built on top of Facebook.
On top of Facebook. And these publishers who we were serving, these app developers, were built on top of Facebook.
Damn.
But what happens? Facebook wakes up a bunch of times and decides,
we don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, we don't want to do this anymore. Let's kill that.
Wow.
And then they killed all of those companies. All of that revenue disappeared. And then they kept for a little while a bunch of game publishers like Zynga and a couple others. And then those things don't exist anymore. Do you get Mafia Wars in your thing?
I don't go on
They've
Facebook.
pretty much gone away.
That's crazy.
But they got to decide to build on someone else's platform. They pulled it away.
I have a similar story. I didn't build a company. I was just working there. But when I was at Constant Contact, it was 2011. They unveiled a whole product that was based on, remember when you could gate your Facebook page?
Yep.
So they had a product that was social media offers. And so you could create a nice banner, gate your whole Facebook page. And the way you used to build an audience on Facebook was you would say, hey, I'll give you X if you like my Facebook page, right? It was kind of like the original downloadable ebook, right?
Yep.
Like my Facebook page, I'll give you this ebook. And then one day Facebook, they changed to the timeline. And
it was
everything was gone.
Yeah, instantaneously.
Crazy.
And that's the problem with building on other people's platforms. Like you heard, there was this YouTuber called Cutie Pie. I don't know his work, but DHD does. DHD likes it. She's nodding his head. But Cutie Pie was a huge YouTuber, generated millions of dollars in revenue, built a company around that channel, said something, I don't know what they said, that YouTube didn't like. The next day, YouTube killed the channel. The business is dead.
There was another story. It was Giphy. I think it was Giphy, the way that they were indexing pages or something like that. Google didn't like that.
No, they just shut them down.
And so they shut them down.
Yeah. So there's countless examples of this happening.
Wow.
And the reason I'm bringing this up is this is why everyone wants to rush to these platforms because there's arbitrage in them. But you need to own your customer base. And so in that world, you want to own your own email. That's why email is still important, right? Why you want to own no matter how much we gripe about email is still powerful. Why? Because it's an open protocol, meaning it's an open idea that nobody controls, right? You can always move your email providers. It's universal. And because of that, you own that audience. It's why you want to host your own blog, right? Because if WordPress decides to go out of business, it's still open source. You can still build on top of that, or you can move to another blogging platform. You have that. It's portable. And it's why when you want to communicate in real time with your customers, you don't want to do that over someone else's messenger product, although that's cool. You want to have your own messenger product using Drift or something like Drift on your own website, because then you own that audience, right? You need to own that audience because that's all we own today, right? Attention is the new currency, right? Attention is the new dollars, right? More important than dollars today is attention, right? And this is why brand is so important, because attention is more scarce than dollars. It's easier for me to go get some dollars than it is to go get some attention.